Welcome back to another episode of Hot Air, Hot Flash, your Minisode, your favorite flaming microphone, where today we are speaking loud, proud, and global, baby. Today's episode is a passport stamp to hope. And me, I am your host, Joshua Robert. So, the US likes to think of itself as a global leader in human rights, or at least it used to. But the truth is, we've been late to the queer party, and some countries have been popping the champagne and waving the rainbow flag for decades. So today, we're flipping the script. We're going to zoom out, cross borders, and celebrate the global trailblazers, the countries that have embraced LGBTQ plus rights way before America even said civil union. And it's Pride Month, so we are taking it international. Global pride. Let's get this boat on the float. Let's get this gay boat on the float. Part 1. A little history lesson, aka the US was not first. Let's get one thing straight, and that's not a funny play on words. America did not invent gay rights. In fact, the US lagged way behind a lot of other nations when it came to recognizing LGBTQ plus rights. Same-sex marriage wasn't legalized nationwide in the US until 2015, which we're actually going to talk a lot about that on next Tuesday's episode. That's really recent when you consider a bunch of the following facts. Like, the Netherlands legalized same-sex marriage in 2001, Belgium in 2003, Canada in 2005, South Africa in 2006, Norway, Sweden, and Portugal all followed by 2010. Even Argentina beat the US to it in 2010. Yeah, you heard that right. While we were still fighting over whether two dudes could get hospital visitation rights, countries across Europe, Latin America, and Africa were saying, yeah, love is love. What is the holdup? So why don't we take a little global tour? Fasten your seatbelts. What do they say? Your life jacket is under the seat or something. Put your airbag on. Put your oxygen mask on. Oh, you know what I'm trying to say. And if all else fails, let's leave our baggage behind. We're going on a trip, okay? Part 2. The Netherlands. Queer legends since 2001. The first country in the world to legalize same-sex marriage. On April 1st, 2001, 4 couples said, "I do," in a midnight ceremony in Amsterdam's City Hall. The Netherlands didn't just allow marriage, they celebrated it immediately. And April 1st is actually the same day I launched the podcast, so coinky dink? I think not. It was fate. Since then, Dutch law has extended full adoption rights, gender recognition laws, and anti-discrimination protections that include sexual orientation and gender identity. Wouldn't that be nice here? Yes. Yes, it would. Public support for LGBTQ plus rights is sky high, and Amsterdam continues to be one of the most inclusive cities in the world, with pride that floats literally on canals. I was in Amsterdam last summer, and it was so freeing. Everyone was so welcoming, and it just felt straight up comfy. Part 3. South Africa, a constitutional first. Our next stop on our travels is South Africa, as I just said. After the fall of apartheid, the country rewrote its constitution and made history. In 1996, South Africa became the first country in the world to include sexual orientation in its constitutional protections against discrimination. Same-sex marriage was legalized there in 2006, the first country in Africa to do so. Now, let's be real. South Africa still has social challenges with homophobia, especially in rural areas, but from a legal standpoint, their protections are some of the strongest in the world. When your constitution starts with "We the people believe in dignity for all," you're probably on the right track. Part 4. Canada, our queer neighbor to the north. Side note, I'm from Canada. Canada. Land of maple syrup, free healthcare, and full queer rights. Canada legalized same-sex marriage nationwide in 2005. But here is the kicker. Long before that, provinces like Ontario and British Columbia had already ruled that denying marriage to same-sex couples was unconstitutional. And they've kept that momentum going. Here's a few things that Canada has that we should take note of. Universal health care that includes transition-related care, federal protections for gender identity and expression, laws banning conversion therapy nationwide as of 2022, which late in the game. That's real late in the history of the world to be banning conversion therapy, but I suppose better late than never. Canada has a refugee system that accepts LGBTQ plus asylum seekers fleeing persecution, which, hey, we should maybe start fleeing to the north. And Toronto and Montreal are LGBTQ plus havens. And pride in Canada? Think inclusive, political, and joyful as fuck. Although I fled the country when I was 18, we're not going to talk about how long ago that was. I absolutely love living here in California, but Canada has done some things right, and they really take care of their citizens. Part 5, Argentina. Latin America's trailblazer. I friggin' love Argentina. I was just saying the other day, it's one of my most favorite places I have ever visited, specifically for how much fun I had with the gay community. And not in a raunchy, slutty way. It was just so freeing and beautiful there. So yes, we're heading to South America, Argentina, which legalized same-sex marriage in 2010, beating the US by 5 years. But they too didn't stop at marriage. In 2012, Argentina passed one of the most progressive gender identity laws in the world. No surgery, no diagnosis, no court, just the right to be recognized for who you are with full healthcare support. Imagine going to the DMV and saying, hey, I'm trans, and the government being like, okay, cool, here's your new ID. That is Argentina. Part 6, tiny island, huge win. Malta. Next, we land on the small Mediterranean island of Malta, which has quietly become one of the most LGBTQ plus friendly countries in the world. Same-sex marriage? Check. Adoption rights? Check. Bans on conversion therapy? Check, check. Legal gender recognition with no medical barriers? Check. Third gender options on official documents? Check that off as well. According to ILGA Europe, Malta has ranked number 1 in LGBTQ plus rights in Europe for multiple years in a row, which is not bad for a country with fewer people than San Francisco. Part 7, other countries worth celebrating. Let's do a quick fire round because the world is full of wins that we do not hear enough about. Taiwan became the first country in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage in 2019, a bold move in a region not known for queer rights. New Zealand not only legalized same-sex marriage in 2013, but their parliament literally broke into song after the vote. You should Google it. It's wholesome as fuck. Iceland's former prime minister, Johanna something or other, that last name is wild, I will not even attempt to pronounce it, was the first openly gay head of government in the entire world. How iconic. Spain legalized same-sex marriage in 2005 and offers one of the strongest anti-discrimination legal frameworks in Europe. Uruguay, Colombia, and Chile, all places I visited and absolutely loved, have all joined the LGBTQ plus rights movement with national laws supporting equality and dignity. Part 8. So why is this important? Because context matters. When we fight for LGBTQ plus rights in the US, we often hear, why are you pushing for this now? Why can't you just wait? Or the worst one, we're already so far ahead compared to other places. Clearly, we're fucking not. And even in places with strong legal protections, progress is never permanent. In the US, we're still fighting over drag shows, bathroom access, books, and basic healthcare for trans people. We can't say gay in some states. Drag shows are banned now in some states. So that's why we're still talking about it. And seeing other countries make bold, inclusive moves reminds us of what is possible, not just what we've been told to settle for. So what exactly is the lesson here? Well, the world is big. Queer people are everywhere. And equality is not an American invention. It's a human right that's been shouted for and fought for and won in unexpected corners of the world. So whether you're dancing in Amsterdam or marching in Cape Town or getting married in Buenos Aires, pride is global and progress is global. And as we celebrate here in the States, Pride Month, hello, let's also lift up the countries that did it first. They did it better or are still in the fight. So, to every queer person around the world living out loud, I see you, we see you. Keep going and keep glowing. And United States, take note. Thanks again for tuning in to this very short little hot flash of hot air. If you loved this International Love Fest, because I sure did, give me a review, share it with your chosen fam, tag me on your socials at _hotairpod on both Instagram and TikTok, and tell me which country's progress inspired you the most. Maybe I missed something. Maybe there's another country out there doing it better than we are. And next Tuesday, we are getting into Obergefell v. Hodges. I previously touched on this in this week's full episode with my friend attorney Mario, but I decided we should probably do a full entire breakdown of Obergefell v. Hodges, which gave us the right to marry nationwide. Until then, stay loud, stay proud, and I'll see you next Tuesday.